Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I will be explaining JavaScript types and what types are in general. So, types are basically different types of values that can be stored in variables. For example, if I say let number equal to 5, then this is the variable is of type number. Now, an important note is there are many different types of variables of types, but any variable can store any value that's called dynamic variables. So let's say, for instance, I let a equal to 5. If I then set a equal to hello, that is valid because JavaScript doesn't have strong typing. It has a weak typing dynamic system. Okay, so there are a few types of types. The most important you have to remember are numbers, and numbers are just values, and it can even be values with decimal points. Then you have strings, which is just a word or a grouping of characters. Then you have a Boolean, which is basically just true or false. You can true or false. These values usually map to true being 1 and false being 0. Pretty self-explanatory. Um, in C, they're only 1 byte. In JavaScript, because they're dynamic, it can be multitudes of bytes. And then you have a null type, which is just null, meaning no value. There's no value stored. Um, Another type is a BigInt, which is just a larger int, so it can store more a larger value, which is important. Then you also have undefined, which is just equal to undefined, which basically means instead of no value, it means there is still a value to be added. So there will be a value added, we just haven't given that value yet. And then symbols, which are just uh, basic symbols like and. Now, any of these types can coerce into other types. Basically, what that means is you can turn a number into a string. You can turn a string into a number. You just have to be careful because turning a letter into a number would result in an undefined value, which is basically NaN, which stands for not a number. And when you try and do arithmetic on an NaN, you usually should get an error, which is bad as in production these errors are runtime and cannot be found with the compiler uh, as they usually do. Now there are different types of values you can coercions you can do. You can do implicit coercions, which is basically let none equal to 5 and let stir equal to 6. Now, if I let and equal to num plus stir, this variable will coerce to the highest order type, which in this case is a string, as a string can hold a number or a letter. So to be safe, the compiler coerces the number into a string, if that makes sense. So if I print this, it should print 56. Add node called slash types variable. So you can do explicit conversion, which is basically you tell the compiler to convert it. So if I do number, then I tell the compiler this value can be a number, so not a letter, otherwise it would return NaN, and and the and the compiler should turn it into a number instead. So if I run this, then it returns a sum. As you can see, a string is white in VS Code, this is, and a number is yellow. So add is now a number. You can also turn this into a Boolean, which is basically true or false. So and then to add these two, it will coerce to the highest order. So I'm not exactly sure, but it could be that the number coerces to a string, and then the um and the boolean coerces to a string. Let's find out. Yeah, JavaScript type system is extremely weird. Okay, so no, it coerces to a number. So the boolean is true or false. So in this case, it will be true as it is a number greater than zero or not zero. Any number that is not zero is considered true. So you have a true function, and then it coerces that into the highest order, which is a number. So it coerces the true value into a 1, and then you add 5 plus 1. That makes sense. Now there are a few different things. You have num equal to stir console.log. Yes. Now if I change this to 5, then this is a string and this is a number, but for some reason this still returns true as it coerces the number into a string. So it's gonna return yes, yeah. But now if I want to have explicit type conversions where the types must match as well, then I just add three equal signs and it won't return anything. Maybe we should do it else. So it will then return a no as it is not of the same type and it's not allowed to do coercions. So this is an extremely important thing to know, especially as most of the bugs in JavaScript come from type coercions that go bad, etc. Um, as always, thank you for watching, and bye.